Feeding a dog out of a food bowl is one of the biggest mistakes that many dog owners make. Now, while it's not going to cause harm to feed a dog out of a food bowl, you're missing out on something that's so important for dogs: mental stimulation and mental exercise. Instead of feeding a dog out of a food bowl, what I always prefer is that we feed dogs out of puzzle toys. And puzzle toys are toys where you put food into them and the dog kind of has to figure out, how do I get the food out? They got to work for it. You can think of puzzle toys kind of like a mental gym for your dog. It engages the dog's natural instincts and works on their cognitive skills. Now, I'm not just sitting here some crazy guy saying, okay, stop feeding your dog out of food bowls. There's been research. It's actually showed the benefits of feeding dogs out of puzzle toys instead. The first major thing is that it slows down their eating. When you put a bowl of food down, the dog goes, they eat as fast as they can. It's a good way to increase the chance for bloat. Dogs that have behavioral issues like separation anxiety or boredom barking, when you give them puzzle toys, it's a great way to work on stopping those behaviors. Because when your dog has a puzzle toy and they're trying to figure out, how do I get this food out, they're not thinking about barking or thinking about, oh, where'd my owner go? One of the best things about puzzle toys is it helps to build a dog's self-confidence. Puzzle toys are actually a self-rewarding thing. Think about it. Every time you give a dog a puzzle toy and they're working on it, right? A piece of food falls out. What happens when the food falls out? Boom. It's a positive reinforcement. It's a reward for doing that. Then the dog goes, oh, I better do this again. And it just keeps repeating. Self-rewarding behavior. When you put a bowl of food down for a dog, however, it's gone in 30 seconds. It doesn't matter. They don't even get a chance to have to work for it. You miss out on that benefit of the positive reinforcement. Now, just like humans, not all dogs are equally smart. Some dogs are geniuses and some are not so much. So when we're getting puzzle toys for our dog, especially at the start, we want to make sure that we get the appropriate toy. There's kind of three different levels. You've got beginner toys, which are very, very easy. Maybe something just like a Kong, which is a single opening. You put the food in and it falls out really easily. Then you've got intermediate puzzle toys, and you've got some really, really advanced ones that, your dog's almost got to be a genius to figure out. It's really important that when you first get a puzzle toy, we don't want the dog to ever get frustrated with it, all right? We want to make sure that the dog is having fun. And again, it's a positive experience. And it can actually be a good kind of bonding exercise at the start, where you kind of work with your dog, especially with the more advanced puzzle toys, to kind of show them, hey, this is how you do it. Oh, put your paw here. Oh, put your nose here. And you kind of touch it and you almost play with them with it. Now, variety is also very important, because if you give the dog the same puzzle toy over and over and over, well, they know how to work. You might as well just feed them out of a food bowl, right? There's no more challenge. So ideally, we want to have ideally we have a different puzzle toy for every day. If that's not possible, fine, but try to get maybe at least 3. So that way you can rotate through, every 3 days, and it kind of gives the dog a little bit more of a challenge. Most people just put treats in the dog's puzzle toys and they give it to him, once a day. Oh, okay, time for your Kong, and they give it to him. Dog does it for, 20 minutes and that's it. But start feeding your dog their meals from this. Now, all of a sudden, you've got 2 more times a day, all this mental stimulation, all that food is not going to waste. The dog is going to be mentally tired, which actually mental stimulation can have a better overall effect than physical exercise when it comes to, kind of getting our dog to behave better. So when it comes to feeding our dogs, yeah, you feed a dog out of a food bowl, it's fine. It's not going to kill him. You're not doing any harm, but it's such a waste of food. You put that bowl of food down and it's gone in 30 seconds to a minute. It's such a better idea to actually use that food that we're going to give to the dog and get something really good out of it. Use it for the puzzle toys. And now our dog has a way to, kind of figure out, how do I get this out? They're getting mental stimulation. They're getting positive reinforcement. Their confidence is going up. Just a much better way to feed our dogs.